Should you sell oil filters or make a suppressors and then sell? What is the difference in between the prices of 50 colors? How big is the price difference in between different demo types? Those are just a couple of different questions that I will gladly answer in today's video. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, dear Scrap. For those of you that do not know me, my name is Zeroctic. I'm leader of Scrap, and today you're gonna learn everything related towards the armory vendor. Quick disclaimer, this is the part 2 in the series. I uploaded the video yesterday where I showcased all of the best items to sell for every single vendor. The reason why I'm mentioning this is because there is a lot of really useful data that I mentioned in the previous video, and I do not like to repeat myself because I do not like to waste the time of my community. So if you haven't watched part 1, I would strongly encourage you, link in the description, go watch that video before continuing. And for those of you that did watch the previous video and you're still not subscribed, what the f are you waiting, dude? Huh? Do you also want me to wait here? Huh? I can wait whole day. I'm still waiting. Subscribe. Okay, let's go. Just a disclaimer before we start. All of the prices that you see are on the freshly wiped single player ×1 multiplier server. So this is the default stock price of all of the items. Well, actually all of the weapons, ammunitions, weapon attachments and magazines. Right now we're gonna go over the prices, over the basic core concept and all of my findings. Packed ammunition is more expensive than the unpacked one. The actual paper in the video game has a price, man. Sure, the price is equal to the goddamn scroll of wisdom in the Path of Exile. Actually, is it? It's worthless. Although, if you can sell it through the packed ammunition... The magazines are not that expensive, like 258 for the SVD mag, 100 for the M1, like they're not that expensive, you know? Like AK mags are a little bit better, but even that is like, the magazine price is equal to like absinthe and vodka and like alcohol, you know? Alcoholic beverages, which is not that great to loot. If you wanna sell it, that's what I'm trying to say, you know? Here are the berets. Magazine for the beret is like 352. Speaking about the berets, since we are here, it seems like different skins of the berets cost completely differently. And the most expensive one is the default one, black one. So yeah, you should also keep that into the consideration. And also, speaking about the ammunition, as you can see, it is by far the most expensive ammunition that you can find. Like AP rounds, 10 of them, they cost 1.8k. Yes, it is the rarest item in the game. Yes, it is really hard to obtain all different parts for it, to use it. But right now, it will actually have some sense to collect M82 if you find one, because you can just sell it to the vendor. About the pistol rounds and things like that, it seems like all of the small calibers, like you should pretty much memorize that if it's a small gun, if it's a small round, it will not cost that much. For most of the APs, it costs like almost double. It is close to almost double, because it is the most efficient round to use, you know? And you will and can kill with it, so yeah. All of the ARs are like up to 1000 pretty much, and all of the pistol rounds, small calibers, are like up to 500, like something like that, like 500, then ARs are like up to 1000. The most valuable one is definitely SVD. It costs like 1.6k, and no matter what kind of a SVD round you find, you should keep that. Also, this might be really interesting to mention, crafting the SVD ammunition should be beneficial, so you can sell it, you know? All of those items, you're gonna have plenty of those. And nobody ever uses crafted ammunition because it's trash. Maybe it is even worth, if you have some spare items, you know, to have that crafting skill up. Crafting, engineering and rifle skill up, so you can actually craft the ammunition to sell to the vendors. Test it out, figure it out, to see how the flow goes and things like that. But yeah, this is the another like really nice clue that I got. About the weapon parts, should you disassemble the gun to have less inventory slots? No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. You're pretty much burning the cash, so you should never do that. By the way, for those of you that do not know, you can disassemble any gun that you find into weapon parts, and then you can use those weapon parts like weapon repair kits to repair your guns. That's why they are in the game. Another thing that I want to point out, which is gonna bring me to the next topic, MP5s. There are 3 different versions of the MP5s. MP5SD, MP5SK, and MP5. They're gonna all give you exactly the same weapon repair parts. MP5SK and MP5SD, they cost the same. They are valued exactly the same. And if you look at it from this perspective, it is way better to loot MP5SK than MP5SD, because MP5SD takes twice as much slots than MP5SK, which is MP5SK is insane to loot. About the flare guns, they're trash. They're useless, worthless piece of shit. But if you have some extra slots, it doesn't weight that much. So yeah. The another thing that I want to say, pistols. You should collect them, because we all have the weapon holsters in the game, and the only thing that you can put in the weapon holster is the weapon, you know. So this is the list of all of the different guns in the game, and as you can see, Deagle 50AE, then Deagle 357, and then revolvers, then small revolver and 9mm and 45 ACPs and the flare gun. When we are talking about the price, best bang for your buck when you are talking about the slots in your holster, weapon holster. I'm gonna go over the different types of the guns now, just so you can see the difference in the prices. SDA, SS, whatever the hell it's called, it costs the most. And then after that it is double barrel. Double barrel is a new shotgun in the game, by the way. And then the lever actions, sawed-off lever actions, they cost exactly the same, which means this one is better to loot than this one because it takes less slots. VSS costs way more than the VAL. About the marksman rifles, M82 is by far the most expensive one, and then SVD, but I doubt that somebody is gonna fucking sell SVD. Boltis, Hunter is garbage. About the ARs, it is pretty plain and simple, pretty straightforward. You know, MK18 costs more than the M4, RPK costs the most from all of those, and the Engraved one costs way more than the rest. I found one more finding that is a really interesting one. Any kind of a skinned weapon, like for example gold M1911 and JW's M1911, they both cost ridiculously more than, for example, the default M1911. Same thing goes with the engraved one. Engraved one costs like twice as much than the default one, and then gold one and JW, they cost twice as much as the engraved one. Insane, which means if you find gold one, for example, or JWs with low durability, you can use weapon part to repair golden one to have stupid more cash. Vendor is selling weapon parts. It costs like 1,000. So, you know, if you can repair it, I mean, maybe it is even worth it. I don't know. But yeah, you get the picture. Here is the another example, like engraved AK costs like almost twice as much than the normal one. Now with all of that out of the way, let's talk about weapon attachments, okay? Anything that, like anything that can go on the weapon, it costs a lot, okay? No matter what it is. Like even collecting like bow attachments, it is worth it per slot, and this has no weight at all. Like it is even more worth to collect it over, I don't know, like drum mag for the AK. Despite the fact that it costs more, it weighs more, and it is taking 4 slots, so yeah. Flashlights are also like really good to loot. Knives, I'm gonna give you the reminder, M82s, different skins, they cost like differently, like different colors of the M82s, they cost differently. The same thing does not count for the scopes. Scopes cost exactly the same. About the crafted suppressors, empty bottles, the vendor is gonna give 0 cash. With the full ones, they're gonna give you like 21, 5. Same thing goes with the water filter, it costs 27. So it is actually worth to craft suppressors for the cans. But pretty much, yeah, everything that goes on the guns, cash per slot, it is just extremely high, and they do not weigh that much. Now the question is, does the price value of M82 justify its weight? Does Car 98 justify inventory slots? Will be answered today on twitch.tv/Euroctic. Make sure to stop by. And if you don't, subscribe. And if you're living in the future, here is the another most recent video that you should definitely check. Thank you guys for watching, and see you soon. Euroctic out.